Welcome back, Truth Seeker. The last few videos we've been talking about the wedding feast. The end, if you will. And rightfully so, because we're in that time. And the last video we read from Isaiah 57 and 58. Well, like I've been saying, all the prophets, it speaks of the wedding feast, and it tells us what it describes to us what it looks like. And sadly, it's not what the world is expecting or how they see it going down. How it's really going down, it's going to be described right here in Isaiah 61 and 62 perfectly. And if your eyes are on and your ears are turned on and you can pay attention to what this is saying here in Isaiah 61 and 62, you'll see that we're in that time, and you'll see what it is you must do, and how it's not that hard to understand. Verse 7 says, instead of your shame and reproach, they rejoice a second time in their portion. So the first time we rejoiced in our portion when we were led out of Egypt, and when they crossed over the Jordan, the Yarden, and they were here in the land, in the city, in there, and they had their inheritance, their inherited land that the Most High allotted them, and they had their city, their strength. They came in and came out, and they brought the grain into the storehouse 3 times a year. They came in and came out. They lived as a family with the Most High in their midst. Yasharal. Well, the end is the end. What we're reading about here, the second time, is now. The door has been made open for us to come and take our portion and rejoice in it a second time. Therefore they take possession a second time in their land. Everlasting joy is theirs. Everlasting joy is theirs. So that lets you know it's a wrap. When we come home the second time and take possession of our land, it's a wrap. For I, Yahuwah, love right ruling. I hate robbery for ascending offering. And I shall give their reward in truth and make an everlasting covenant with them. The first part of verse 8 is talking about the Most High, is talking about the image of the beast. I assure you. He's talking about the man of lawlessness, anything that gets the adoration, the reverence that he should receive, that he's due. The world gives its reverence to the image of the beast, the imposter, the man of lawlessness, all that. It's robbery. And this describes, gives you a few details of how this marriage supper looks. I assure you that he's talking about the image of the beast, Israel, in that first part of verse 8. So in the second part, the last part, he says, I shall give their reward in truth. Their reward is what I've been talking about. It's you becoming married to the word, understanding what the word's saying, turning your ears and your eyes on, and being attentive, and understanding that there's an imposter and coming out of that, and then seeking your true home, and understand that the word's telling you that the land was hidden, and in that, in the end, it would be revealed, and that you could come home. You search it out and come home. That's your reward in truth. And boy, let me tell you what a reward it is. And their seed shall be known among the nations, and their offspring in the midst of the peoples. All who see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed Yahuwah has blessed. I greatly rejoice in Yahuwah. My being exalts in my mighty Most High, for he has put garments of deliverance on me. He has covered me with the robe of righteousness, as a bridegroom decks himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorns herself with her jewels. That's what this is on anyone who can do this, who can put down Babylon in the image of the beast and anything Babel related, and come home to your true home in truth and righteousness. It's beyond what words, it's beyond any kind of gold or diamond or anything that's ever existed. For as the earth brings forth its bud, as the garden causes the seed to shoot up, so the Master Yahuwah causes righteousness and praise to shoot up before all the nations. Before all the nations. For Sion's sake I am not silent, and for Jerusalem's sake I do not rest, until her righteousness goes forth as brightness, and her deliverance as a lamp that burns. And the nations shall see your righteousness, and all sovereigns your esteem. And you shall be called by a new name, which the mouth of Yahuwah designates. So we need to break this down and think about what is being said. It's so huge what's being said here in verse 2, in all of this. But in verse 2 right here, that lets us know how the end's going down. That will confirm to you that the earth is not going to be destroyed. It's not going to be incinerated and us planted on a new one. That's not happening. Because he tells us that Sion, this is for Jerusalem's sake, and that she will be called, her and us, all of us, will be called by a new name, and the nations shall see. And we've been reading, they shall see his return to Sion. They shall see righteousness bud and shine forth. Right here. For Sion's sake I am not silent, and for Jerusalem's sake I do not rest until her righteousness goes forth as brightness, and her deliverance as a lamp that burns. So the end is a revealing, and that's why Revelations is titled Revelations, and the real word is Hazon, which means the location of the house. So what the book of Revelations actually is, and it is, once you go read it, if you go read the whole book, now that I've told you this, you'll see that that's the truth. It means the revelation of the location of the house. And that's exactly what that book tells you. It tells you that, and it's in riddle though, you have to have your Berean boots on, strapped tight. And you can't go in there like most people do, and read it and expect to take it literal and not understand that it's a riddle. You have to understand that it's a riddle, and once you do, and then you start picking up and on what it's putting down, and you unlock all those things that are locked to the average reader, because it's locked, I assure you. Uh, the Song of Songs says it best. It says that Sion, Yerushalayim, the bride, she's locked. She's a garden locked in this word. And all the word unlocks it. You have to read it all in order to unlock this mystery, the secret of the Most High. And the secret is that us in the end here, we have been raised to believe that our true home is on the other side of the map, and that's the holy people and the holy land, all that, and what they've given us about the Messiah is the Messiah. And it's not. It's all lies. It's the right hand of lies, the man of lawlessness, all that stuff. And we have to come out of all that. And the end is him revealing the truth of all that to us, and us coming home in truth. That's our reward, our song. And you shall be a crown of comeliness in the hand of Yahuwah, and a royal headdress in the hand of Yahuwah, of your Most High. No longer are you called forsaken, and no longer is your land called deserted. Right there. Boom. I told you that this land is called Desiree. It was. When, I think it was the Spanish, when they got here, like a group of natives or something told them that all this land was called Desiree. That's why you see it all around here. There's this thrift store. If any of you like thrift stores, there's this big thrift store, like department store, that's all through this valley. They have them everywhere. And their logo is a beehive, and it's called Desiree. And that's called Desiree. There's other things called Desiree. This is called Desiree because it was deserted. And we've proven it. That John Levy, he showed the other day where there was this document where a president, an American president, was saying that there were hundreds of houses out here that were just deserted and empty, ready for hundreds of families to move right on in. And that's what happened. And we've seen it all over the place. We've seen it in the Montana Historical Society papers about the Tahaglunk. We've seen it with the Fremont Native Americans and the Anasazis, and all through the word. And all this treasure is being missed by the majority of the world. All this proof, everything about it, it's a treasure. And the world, it has been hoodwinked on a bunch of lies. And they're believing those lies instead of coming and taking this hidden manna without price that the word has guided us, pointed us to. We seen that lady, that Sister Tarina tagged me in that post, where that lady showed how on some brick, like on the Washington Monument, was talking about Utah, and it was called the land of Desiree, the deserted land. And that's what the Most High is talking about here. No longer shall your land be called deserted. See, most people think that the Most High is just talking a bunch of smack, and that his words really don't matter. But I assure you, all words of the Most High are always necessary. Every word. The land's called deserted. This land is called deserted, Desiree, but no longer. And up until the Mormons came here, there was no one here. That's why the Mormons came here, because that letter, all that stuff from the president saying that there was houses out here for him to come move into, and that's what happened. All the stuff John Levy showed, all kinds of photos of cities that were here. And we seen all the evidence. We read all the evidence of how the interstate mowed down them cities out by the Great Salt Lake. And there were cities there, and that the interstate mowed them down and covered it up. And that that Harvard and the Smithsonian come out and went on an expedition to cover up the truth about the Fremont Native Americans and the Anasazis and the Hopis. All the receipts are here, my friend, of what's going on. No longer, though, will it be called deserted, but you shall be called Heshtabah, and your land married. For Yahuwah shall delight in you, and your land be married. Your land be married. Do you see? For as a young man marries a maiden, so shall your sons marry you. He's talking to Sion, to Jerusalem, to our city, our home. So this marriage that's going down, it's a marriage between you and the Most High and His Word, the truth. You have to be coupled with the truth, with the Word. If the Word says there's an imposter, you have to know that there's an imposter. You can't be coupled, married, attached to the hip of the imposter, the image of the beast. That's a snare that has been created to take all the fake out. All those who are just pretending, who are posing pretending to love the Most High, it's going to take all of them out. And it's not the Most High's fault, it's their own fault, because they're pretending, they're blowing smoke. But if you're married to the Word, you're going to see that there's an imposter, and you're going to see that the real land was hidden, and then you'll look around and you'll see all the evidence that points to where your real home is. And if you're married to the truth, to the Most High, to the Word, in a marriage, if you go out to meet the bridegroom, that means you come back to the land. You marry the land. You take your inherited land. That's what this wedding supper looks like. And as the bridegroom rejoices over the bride, so shall your mighty Most High rejoice over you. That's what the Most High is waiting for. He's waiting for us, you, not me, because I have already did it. I'm here, baby. And she's everything you that you could dream she would be. Come and see for yourself that all the Word has been guiding us to this moment in time. And in order for us to come home and receive our reward, our inheritance in truth and in righteousness. And the Most High will rejoice over us, and us rejoice with Him. I have set watchmen on your walls, O Jerusalem, all the day and all the night continually, who are not silent. The prophets. He set them on Jerusalem's walls. I've been telling you, all the prophets is telling you this. It's telling you that there would be an imposter, and that in the end that the world would be lying to you about where your home is. And that the world would be convinced that they don't have to care anyways. But the power, the deliverance lies in you coming home to your inherited land and going all in for the cause, for the Most High, like the Messiah did, laying down your life for your friends, for your brethren. So he set watchmen on her walls. It's these prophets. They're here all day. They're saying the same thing. You who remember Yahuwah, give yourselves no rest, and give him no rest till he establishes, until he makes Jerusalem a praise in the earth. It is supposed to be a praise. It's not supposed to be something that you don't even really talk about. This is our strong city, which has everything to do with us, our great name, our strong name, and the Most High's great name, and Him, and His Son. So it should be everything to all of us. We should all be swinging from the firmament right now. shouting, screaming the praises of Yerushalayim and the mighty Most High, Abba Yahuwah, our wonderful Creator, our righteousness. Yahuwah has sworn by his right hand and by the arm of his strength. No more do I give your grain to be food for your enemies. Anything that you could work for in the Most High's name regarding truth and him and everything and righteousness, no more is that going to go to Babylon, to the sons of the foreigner, to Christmas and anything related to Babylon. Nor do the sons of the foreigner drink your new wine for which you have labored, but those gathering it shall eat it and praise Yahuwah, and those collecting it shall drink it in my set-apart courts. Pass through the gates, prepare the way for the people, build up the highway, remove the stones, lift up a banner for the peoples. See, Yahuwah has proclaimed to the end of the earth. Say to the daughter of Sion, see, your deliverance has come. See, his reward is with him and his work before him. And they shall be called the set-apart people, the redeemed of Yahuwah, and you shall be called sought out, a city not forsaken. Sought out. I assure you, my friends, that anyone who is set apart, that he's talking about right here, they're going to be set apart because they're seeking that city out. If you're not set apart. If it's the humiliation of it bothers you in no way, you're not set apart. If you have no desire to return to it 3 times a year, if you have no desire to come in and come out, get blessed coming in and blessed going out, if you got no desire to do that, you're not set apart. If it means nothing to you, you're far from set apart, my friend. The world, it has the work. They found the work of their hands. They're content with all they have. But the wedding feast is for those who are searching out the truth. They're listening for the voice of one crying out for us to go meet the bridegroom. They're listening for that. And when they hear it, they come out to meet the bridegroom. Come out.